Again, welcome back to our Vintage Survival here on Szpakowo. It is now August, and we're beginning the harvest of the last 2 remaining fields that we have to harvest today. We also can put canola in the ground, which I would like to do in at least 2 fields. So we're going to try to accomplish that today as well. Time permitting, of course. And we'll see what else we get into. We might take a look and see if there's any contracts out there for us to do. Hopefully, from a harvesting perspective, we've done a lot of fertilizing and mowing, for that matter, lately, on contract perspective. But I'd like to do some harvesting if there's anything out there that would be helpful for us, right? But we'll see how things get along, how it goes. Now, this barley that we're harvesting here, it's just going to go into the silo itself. We will not be selling this unless we absolutely have to. As you know, the silo itself has 25,000 liters that it holds. We checked that in the last episode. So we should be able to get pretty much everything from this field and the other field, which is the field directly behind where our current yard is. We should be able to get all of that into the silo, which is the most ideal situation for us, right? We don't want to sell this stuff right now when it's not the best time to sell it. We want to try to get as much money as we can out of this. Quite frankly, because we need it. We need to buy more equipment. We need to buy more land. Now, what I'd like to honestly do, I've talked about it, I want to buy these pieces of property here to the left of us. And when that time comes, we're probably going to take this field here that we're harvesting and kind of combine it with part of that field over there. Some of that field over there is probably going to be turned into greenhouses, I'm assuming. I've mentioned that I want to put some greenhouses down. That is a nice way to have some income, especially in the winter months when we're not going to have a whole lot to do in this type of series. Now, realistically, now that we have a mower, we can buy some of these fields that have grass in it and you know, just mow it. But to do that, we're going to need either a baler or a loading wagon, forage wagon, something. We're going to need something, and we have to kind of stick with our theme here, right? It's got to be from 1999 or older. More than likely, none of the silage silos or anything like that, unless I use the pole, which we're using in the one-tile challenge. Probably none of those are really going to work for us, unfortunately. So we might have to utilize the pole, or we find something else. We just bale it and wrap it, but I'm not positive that there's a wrapper out there that is from 1999 or older, right? So that kind of goes back to what we've talked about for the last couple of episodes here, and everyone has mostly agreed about. If there's nothing out there for us from 1999 or older, this series should not be punished for it. It's not, you know, we should be allowed to utilize it within reason. But if we can help it, I would prefer to not go that path. There is, or at least there should be, a round baler that is from 1999 or older. It's the one we were utilizing in the one-tile challenge for a while. I believe that one is from the 90s. I'm not 100% positive on that statement. I could be wrong, but I believe it is. Have to do a little research to make sure that's the case, if that is the path we decide to go down. Now that we have a mower, like I mentioned, I think it does make sense for us to go down that path and get some kind of a baler. So then if, you know, we do buy a grass field and maybe necessarily it's not time to drill something, if it has grass in it, we can at least, you know, do something in the winter months and make some money. Baling would also be good for all the straw here. We're just chopping it right now, but, you know, if we have a baler, we could drop it. We only have $3,900 right now, so clearly right now it's not going to happen, but maybe the next harvest, maybe we'll be able to do something like that, right? All right, so this is done. I'm just going to drive across the grass here. It really shouldn't harm anything driving across the grass. Now, this one is ready to harvest. It's a nice harvest here. This one is not. This little field here is not. I don't know if this is going to work directly out of the harvester or not. I'm going to try it. I don't think it will. I'm going to leave this in here because the chicken's probably going to need this. They might need even more than this, but for now we'll just leave it here. Let's see if this is going to work. I doubt it is. I think I'm going to have to put it into the trailer and back it in, but we'll give it a shot. I think this pipe's going to be in the way. Yeah, I can't even really back it in, you know, enough to get there. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Now I've got it stuck. Now I've done it. There we go. Alright, so we'll just back this up and we'll unload it into the trailer here in a second. Let's go take what we have here and dump this over here for the chickens. They should accept all of this. Oh, wow, they didn't. I really thought they were going to accept all that. That was not that many liters, but I guess they are still kind of babies, so I guess that kind of makes sense to an extent. All right, let me dump this in here. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are pretty good here. All things considered, they're pretty good. Hopefully you had a nice 4th of July weekend and got to see some boomsticks up in the air. Some fireworks, as they're all otherwise called. It was a good time. We had we go over to a friend's house who puts on quite a show. It's bigger than some towns or cities would probably put on. They put on a pretty big show. They've got a lot of people that go over there. So that was fun. He's got it all rigged up with I think he uses like an iPad and all kinds of wires and everything. It's all set to go with music and stuff. It's crazy. Like, you don't have to go out, run over there and light them yourself. It's all set to do it automatically. It's a crazy little setup he's got going on, but pretty cool though. All right, that's all the barley, so we'll go ahead and we can dump this in here. Alright, let's jump into here, and we'll head on over to the other field and get started while that's unloading the rest of that. So this harvest, we did not do any canola because we didn't get started on drilling it in enough time to do the canola. But, like I said, we're going to at least do 2 fields. I might even do 3 fields today of drilling for canola. There's a high probability we'll do 3. Canola makes a good amount of money. So I'd like to do canola, if at all possible, in as many fields as we can. Now there is, I don't think it's from. I could be wrong on this, but I don't think it is. There is a. I need to go to the right menu here. There is a baler, a square baler, this Massey Ferguson MF1840. It might be old enough. That might be old enough to be considered, but it puts out such small bales that I'm not even really thinking about it. We could get one of these. This is really what I want. We've done a lot of round bales on the channel for FS25. We really haven't done a whole lot of square bales, with the exception of the maize series that we did for a while, and we only did the square bales because we had to, because we were doing the hay bale maize, right? Or the straw bale maize. So I would like to do that one. That John Deere square baler there should be from the 90s. It should be sufficient. It might even be from the 80s, but anyway, it's within the realm of what we want. So I would like to do the square bale, I think. And now that we've all kind of agreed upon, you know, the stump grinding issue, which was the biggest issue with the years, we can get rid of these trees here as well. Not that I don't like them, but I would like to kind of make this field a little bit more squared off. And if we get rid of all of those trees, we can kind of push the edge of the field here up against the shed there, right? I'm still kind of wanting to buy this field over here that had something on it at some point. I would like to put our house there, I think. I think that would be a perfect spot to put our house. And it's got all those trees back here. Then we have all these trees back here as well, which we talked about we're going to get rid of as well. But we're going to wait to do that until it's the off-season. Right now it's harvesting and planting season and drilling season. So there's really no reason for us to spend the effort on that unless we really wanted to get the money to buy something. So we'll be doing all of that tree work and stump grinding stuff in the off season. What it does mean is I'm going to knock down all of those trees. We've got to figure out the winch, which I think I talked about in the last episode. You got to figure out if any of those winches are from 1999 or older. If they're not, we got to see if we can find one. As far as the stump grinding of those trees over there go, I probably will just leave the stumps as is. I need to get rid of these, but the ones back here, we're probably not going to be expanding the field that way. We're just going to be knocking down the trees to simply take them to sell them to make money on. So I probably won't worry about the stumps as much over there, but once we actually own a stump grinder, then we can get rid of them. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the trees over here that I kind of want to expand the field in and make it more of a unified square, it's going to have to wait till we have enough money to buy a stump grinder. Stump grinders are not cheap. It's like $20-something thousand, I think. But if we start knocking down some of these trees and we're able to figure out a way to move them and maneuver them, probably we'll be able to afford the stump grinder relatively quickly from selling those trees. Now what we could potentially do is put down a production in this area here where this field is, and kind of knock down the trees and kind of, you know, push them into the sawmill or the production, right? That's an option we could do. But again, if we're going to go that approach, the production, it needs to at least look like it's something from the 90s or older. Can't look like a brand new production. It has to look relatively old. It has to kind of fit the theme here. Almost full here. We're going to have to bring the trailer over in just a second. I'm going to get down to the end of this, and I'm going to get the trailer over here. Might not even make it to the end of this, actually, now that I'm seeing this. Nope, we're not going to. I thought we were going to be able to make it to the end, but we did not. Ugh. Almost killed some crop there. So this won't take long to finish the rest of this up, but let's get the rest of this done, and then we'll see where we are as far as putting some canola in some of the ground here. We're going to have to plow up some of these fields, or we just direct drill them and then spray them later on. That might be what we end up doing. We do have the sprayer, right? We've got a relatively nice sprayer. Will cost a little bit more money going that approach, but save us a little bit of time and give us something to do, I guess, moving forward as well. But these next couple of months here are going to be very busy months, so we'll see. Alright, that is all done. So before we start drilling today, because we have the option to do canola today and the next month, and then obviously barley can start the next month, wheat can start the next month, oat we've already missed, but that's fine. Before we do that, let's see if there's anything good out here harvesting. There are quite a few, however, none of them are for what we want to do. They're all root crop harvests, which is kind of surprising. I would have expected something else, but that's not the case, so okay, that's fine. There are a couple mowing contracts we could potentially do. That one's literally right around the corner from our house here. I'm tempted to do that one, although it's not really a whole lot of money. That one's a little bit further away, but it's very skinny. It shouldn't take long to do that either. And then we have a tedder one that's a really big one. I'm not going to do that again. Our tedder is very, very small. We did that once and learned our lesson there. We will not be doing that big field again, at least with the current size of tedder that we have. Yeah, so that's really all we have then. We can do the mowing contracts, and then that's pretty much it. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and accept both of the mowing contracts before we lose those. Now, we're not necessarily going to do them right now, but we'll do those before we lose them. We'll keep an eye out and see if there's any other contracts that might come up for harvesting. And if so, great. If not, well, maybe we'll try again next month. Or next episode. Okay. So, let's drop this off. Let's get the drill. I'm going to do some direct drilling here. I'm not going to plow up most of the fields. I'm going to plow up some of them, but we're not going to do every field. We'll just do the herbicide on a couple of these, and the other ones we will plow up. Our plow is great. I love our plow. It's very small, though. Alright, so we want canola. I'm going to do canola in this field. This is a larger field. I'd like the bigger fields to be canola, I think. Canola is going to make us the most money, and so I want to put them in the bigger fields. I feel like that is the smartest approach for us to do here. Sorry about the camera angle there. I just wanted to make sure I was getting that corner. Did I paint that over there? I don't recall painting that over there. I don't know why it looks like it's been recently painted without grass there. Maybe I don't think I did that. I don't know. Anyway, it was just weird looking. I don't know if you even noticed it. It was over there on the tree line. There was an area that looked like it was just, you know, freshly painted. Kind of like this here, where we had something, you know, there at some point and it's been since removed, right? Now, besides this field, I think the other one we're going to do is the other big field we have, which is the long one. The super long, skinny one, I guess is how I'd put it. Those are the two I think we're going to do. The drill here, great. We're going to have to, you know, keep an eye and try to cut across the road and whenever it's easiest for us, because this does take up pretty much the entirety of the road, so if there's any traffic at all, we run into a bit of an issue. Where we kind of have to drive over top of traffic. What I mean by drive over top of it is, I mean take the actual drill itself and then just literally drive it over top of the car itself, at least one portion of it. Something else we need to look into getting is a roller. I mentioned before that I had found a roller. But it was unrealistic, at least with the tractor we're utilizing. It had, I don't know if it was something to do with the mod itself or something to do with the Volvo. One of the two mods not interacting well with each other, but it was allowing us to go at like 21 mile per hour. The speed of the actual drill itself, it was allowing us to go that speed. For rolling, and as much as I despise rolling, that's a little unrealistic for even me, so that obviously didn't work, so I had installed that mod pretty quickly. So we'll have to see if we can find something else. Some of the rollers that are out there, they may potentially work. I really don't know when they were created, I'm going to be honest with you. If we look at rollers here and we get to the end here, we'll pull up the menu and we'll look at it again. So if we look at the rollers that are in the game, went too far, I think, already. I don't know when these were made. I'm going to have to do, you know, like a search. This, to me, seems like the best one for this series, but it looks a little too new to me. This Dalbo, or maybe I'm wrong. This one, I could see both. This Vaderstedt, I could see both as it being something from the 90s and something that's too new. I really don't know. That's all we currently have, right? There are other rollers out there in Mod Hub. I just need to spend some time out there looking at them. Maybe today would be the day to do that. We've got $3,900, which by no means is a ton of money, but it is something, right? We could get a roller with this, which would help increase our yield on these fields, which we certainly want to try to do. Now, again, if you stumbled across this and don't know, this series we are not allowed to use GPS at all. We're going in the fashion that, you know, there was no GPS in the 90s, 80s, 70s, whatever piece of equipment we're utilizing that's 1999 or older. There certainly was some, as many of you have mentioned, in the 90s, but for this series, we're going to act like there wasn't. And currently, the tractor we're utilizing, the Volvo, does not have a GPS. If we go into first-person view, you can clearly tell there is no GPS here at all. So, no, get it off a worker. No. So that's going to kind of help us, too. I know I've mentioned that before, but just in case they've just, you know, you're new and you stumbled across this, it will definitely help us by just jumping into first person inside the tractor to see if it has any sort of GPS functionality at all within the confines of the tractor itself, right? Almost done here. There's a couple little tiny spots in the corners here that I missed, I think. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but probably will drive me crazy, so I'll probably touch it up. One thing I didn't think about until just now, if I'm looking at these fields, is there any portion of it that is... No, I think we can get all of it. What I meant by that, is there any portion of the edge of the field here where, like, it's not ours? I don't know if that makes sense. Sometimes there's, like, a little tiny strip between the fields that is not owned by anyone. It's just part of the map that you can't buy. I was kind of concerned about that. I was like, oh, maybe we won't be able to put a little track in like I want to do. But it looks like we'll be able to. I don't know why I just thought about that, but I did. It just clicked in my head to look at that. Great demand at the SA, huh? Okay. I don't know what the SA is. Alright. That field's done. Let's go do the other field. I'm going to attempt to go right here. This is going to be kind of an area that we're going to probably be utilizing a lot moving forward, is because I can go here and then directly across the road here, as long as I don't run into the fence like I just did. Which gives us a little bit of an easier way without having to drive through the middle of the town, through the road. Well, my initial goal was just to do 2 fields. I decided, you know what, let's just do 3. We did run out of fertilizer here on this little tiny section here. I probably should have just went over there and picked up some fertilizer, but we'll just run over there, grab the little fertilizer spreader, and take care of this little strip. There's not much. I mean, there's, I don't know, 1/4 maybe that wasn't fertilized. It's not that bad. We'll get it taken care of. It's not a big deal. Really not. I'm going to grab this little section here too, although it may not be really worth it. We're going to do it anyway. Okay, so we'll take this back. Grab that fertilizer spreader. We'll come over here, spread the fertilizer on that, and then we'll look to doing the mowing contracts. Which they really shouldn't take that long, and that'll be good, right? That'll get us a couple $1,000 extra for the episode today. Get us up to around 5-ish, a little over $5,000. Which will be, you know, much needed, right? Alright, so we'll drop this off right here. And I don't know how much is in the fertilizer spreader, but it should be enough for what we have to do. We have to do a very small little amount. So we don't need a whole lot. Yeah, that's enough. 461 liters, that's plenty. Plenty. Matter of fact, I probably could have utilized that liquid fertilizer for this instead, but too late now. I've already got everything hooked up, so I should be having the beacons on for what I was just doing there, but I forgot to turn them on, so oh well. All right, little quick splash and dash here, and we're done with this field. This is a lot wider of a width than we really need, but I can't really change it. I can't modify it at all, so we're going to waste a few liters, but that's all right. The only other way we could do it is by going like this, you know, back and forth like that, if that makes sense. But that would be a little ridiculous. I'll just waste the 10 liters, whatever it was that it cost us to do that. It's not a big deal. Okay, I'll head back. I'll grab the mower. I'll drop this off. Grab the mower. I'll meet you over at what's the one right around the corner from us? Field 106, and then we'll head on over to Field 52, which we've gone past, but we've never really done anything in that area yet. So it'll be a new little experience, a new little area for us to explore. Alright, so we got the lower hooked up here. I actually didn't realize that this was an actual field on the other side of this. I mean, it's a very small field, whatever it is. Is this part? I guess it's this right here. Doesn't really seem correct, but yeah, I guess it is. It's just a very, very small field. I think I mentioned already, but I'm just going to confirm. One of my members did confirm to me that this is an old enough mower. It's not newer, so this is going to work for us for the series. It's not a very wide mower by any means, but it does move at a quick rate, which is good. But I'm just happy that it's not something we end up having to sell and try to find something else. I'm glad that this is actually going to work. Most of the fields we have until probably later on in the series are going to be from a smaller proportion for mowing anyway, so this should do the trick for most of the series. I like it. It mows well. It's just not a very big width, but it mows really well. Neighbor over here has quite a few bales out there, some straw bales just out in the weather. That doesn't seem like the smartest thing to do. You'd at least want to put those under some cover, I would think. I don't think they're wrapped. They don't look wrapped. And that rain coming here, it could get a little soggy. Probably needs to do something else with those bales. Maybe they're okay that way. I don't know. This is a very awkward field, this. It's such a small field, you would think it'd be cheap, but there's a ton of trees on the land, and that's what makes it become expensive. If we could buy this field with all the trees on it and get rid of the trees, we could certainly expand this. I mean, it's relatively flat back there. This seems like a prime spot for us to start our little sawmill operation, our forestry operation, if you will. We're already 81% finished. It doesn't really seem like it, but I guess when you look at it, we really are. There's actually not that much left. Quite a few fields I saw on the way over when we were, seeding or drilling our canola. Quite a few fields that are either, one, ready to harvest now, or two, they will be ready soon, that look ample for us to purchase. We don't have the money for them right now. Even if we were to sell what we have, I don't think we could get there. If we do some more contracts, yeah, absolutely, we certainly can. But, We'd have to do a lot of contracts to get there. Specifically, I'm just do a quick autosave here in case something crashes on me. I want to show you the one that I really want to get. Obviously, these are two that I want, but these are quite expensive. So it won't be happening anytime soon. Some of the other ones that I was looking at, $23,000 for this one. So I guess this one maybe could happen. It's 25. So I guess, all right, well, I guess if I'm looking at this one, I should look at that one too. But this one's ready to harvest. It's a huge field, 42,000. We're not going to get there anytime soon by any means. We'd have to have a really big harvesting contract, and there's really only, I don't know, a handful of fields here that would probably pay us, you know, $10,000 to $15,000 to do. And our harvester really isn't. It really isn't big enough for that. It's not really something that we would want to do, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at with our harvester. We'd really want something bigger than what we have. So this field is, I believe, just down this road a little ways. Yeah, and it's a skinny strip, but it's long. I would say it's in line, maybe a little bit longer than our our field 134. So it's going to take a while to do, but it should be relatively easy with it being, you know, just a standard rectangular type of shape, elongated rectangle, I guess. Alright, we are pretty much done at this field. It should click over here in just a second. Hopefully. It hasn't really moved from... There it goes. Hasn't moved from 96 for a while, I felt like. Perfect. Alright, so we can go ahead and turn that off. We can turn these in, which is nice. Get ourselves a little bit of income here. Anything else out there? Some more harvesting contracts have come out. There is one for $3,674, but that's pretty much it. There's another mowing. That is a huge mowing. There's a spraying. I've done a lot of spraying, I feel like, lately, so I'm gonna try to withhold from doing that one, I guess, for the time being. So yeah, maybe we do that one harvesting contract. Let's go take a look at it. Let's go see exactly. Oh, it's pretty big. It's bigger than it looked like on the map. It's sorghum. If we do the contract, where do we have to take it to? Pretty far away. Yeah, I don't... There's not really a whole lot out here besides this trailer, and I think this trailer might be too new, too. I don't think that's going to work. Let me take the mower back, and let me think about it a little bit on the way back, and if it makes sense, or if I think it's going to work out for us, we'll go ahead and do it. If not, then we'll see if we can find something else to do. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be worth doing, gang. It's going to take us a long time to do all of that, so we're going to leave the episode at this point. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate if you smash the like and subscribe button for me. It's free, helps me out an absolute ton. Next episode, we're going to do some more drilling. We'll probably do some plowing before we do it as well, and we'll see where we get to. We have no eggs yet, but soon enough, they will start making eggs for us, and it'll be good, which means we can make some money. Yeah, we'll leave it there, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.